What's going on, gamers? Today we're back with some more Elden Ring. What I'll be covering today is the Moonveil and why I would say it is still probably one of, if not the best katana and sword in the game for mages. So if you want to know why I still think the Moonveil is amazing, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back, we guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. I'll bring you all the latest and greatest in content, hints, tips, guides and builds, and just some fun gameplay reviews of upcoming games. For today, I'm here to kind of showcase the Moonveil. No doubt a lot of you are using it or have used it, but it did get a slight adjustment a little while back, and I saw some people saying it's just not very good now. I really don't think that's the case. I would still say it's my go-to weapon for my mages, and it's just got a lot that it brings to the table. Now, as you can see from the description here, the Moonveil is a katana forged of glintstone, masterpiece of a Celian swordsmith. Light enwreaths the blade when sheathed, explaining its Moonveil moniker. Its unique skill is transient moonlight. This weapon is, although not quite as powerful as it was before, very close, and I think it's still probably one of the best and easiest to use mage weapons in the game that's based off melee. Now, as you can see, mine's only upgraded to 7, but let me show you how we're using it and how to kind of not use it as a mage. Right, so here is an absolutely perfect example, a big old baddie. Don't forget we're a mage, so if you want to cast spells, very well can, because that's pretty much our bread and butter anyway. But the main way you're going to be using this, and I would say it's definitely very much a sword based around mages and sorcery and stuff, because there's probably better options out there if you're not intellect based. So we've used 3 of those, and now as you can see we've managed to stagger him. I believe they have put a little bit on top. Before it used to be probably 2, but this skill as well, absolutely amazing. So much range as well. That guy's got quite a lot of health. He wasn't much of a hindrance. We're just bopping around, and if we wanted to, we could have just rolled out of the way, moved back a little bit, and bopped on with some of our actual spells if we needed to. Honestly, the whole point of using this katana, the Moonveil, is to make sure you go in and you're using those big old hits. As you can see with this, probably best not to trade. You're not going to want to go in doing loads and loads of combos because you're going to be taking a lot of damage. I would say go in, get a big hit off. If you need to roll out of there or perform some kind of a sorcery, go for it. Don't forget this right here. The transient moonlight unique skill is absolutely amazing for clearing out ads. It does a lot of damage. I find myself using it on some bosses as well. It's just really easy to use. And then if you're going in for the stagger, you're going to go in with the overhead. Big old smash down, and it's going to mean you've got a little bit of time to yourself. I know they have made this not quite as effective as it used to be. The damage seems almost on par to myself. It might be slightly less, but it's very close. The main thing they've done, I believe they've made the stagger a little bit worse because it was very powerful, probably a little bit too much. But the range, if you just look at how easy it actually is to use. Oh, saying that, we'll find out next. These guys are a nightmare sometimes. Don't forget, like I said, if you need to, don't forget, just pop out the way and use some magic. If you then want to go back in, do that, and they're going to take some additional damage. It's really good on any mage build, but probably not the best on warrior classes or anyone based around strength or anything such as that. There's definitely better kind of blood loss build up weapons. But if we do have a little look at it, as you can see, this one's only on a +7, but even at that, it's got a nice chunk of physical and a nice bit of magical, 147 plus 36 and 175 plus 148 respectively. Also, its scaling is mainly off of intelligence. It is strength, dex and intelligence, but as you can see, dexterity is at C and intelligence is at B. Even at 10, this scales to B, but it still works out absolutely amazing, and it's quite low requirements. As you can see on the right here, strength 12, intellect 23 and dexterity 18. meaning you won't have to put much additional into it in order to wield this weapon. I would honestly say probably don't worry too much about its passive effects. A lot of blood loss weapons means you're going to be trying to build up stacks to get that big old damage with the blood loss. With this, because you're a mage, you don't want to be trading blows with anything. You're probably going to fall over in 1 to 2 hits. You're usually very squishy. Unless you've got a kind of heavier build going on, you're probably going to want to get in, get out, and be able to use some of your spells to do a bit more damage and be a little bit longer, and then be a little bit longer range. But overall, this one has a great heavy attack, perfect for any mage. Still manages to cause stagger, although not quite as effective as it was before, and it has that wide arcing unique skill with transient moonlight. Don't worry to add a little adjustment, I still think this is definitely one of the best katanas in the game and still a lot of fun to use on any mage build. Also, because it scales off of intellect and is kind of a magic weapon, don't forget whenever you're using spells that enhance that, such as the Terra Magicus or maybe one of your wondrous physics, that's also going to mean the damage goes up with this. Just an overall great weapon to use in any kind of magic build. But yeah, as always, let me know in the comments what you guys and girls think. What is your favourite weapon to be using on the mage and sorcery builds and such, or just what weapons do you like in general? As always, Full Things Gaming, Full Things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on the next day.